So it shows how to set these up. We've got 3 of the Von Ryan's Leapers. We got our Psychophage. We know him. And we have 10 Termagants. Now this one is victory points. At the end of the first turn, the Space Marines player rolls a d6. Place the teleport homer on the battle mat in the zone corresponding to the number you rolled. The teleport homer is an objective marker. Okay, so I'll read the rest of that after that first turn, that first roll. How to win. As soon as a player scores 2 victory points, that player wins. In other words, you'll need to control the teleport homer twice. Alternatively, if all of a player's models are destroyed, their opponent wins. The objective markers will go in these 5 sections. So you either get victory points or totally demolish the enemy. Let's fight. Space Marine movement phase. Terminators, 5 inches. Captain in Terminator armor, 5 inches. Inferno Squad, 6 inches. This is a wall, by the way. We could shoot now, but according to the training scenario, we're not shooting. We're only moving and fighting, close combat. So, now we'll move on to Tyranid movement phase. Termagants, 6 inches. Psychophage, 8 inches. Von Ryan's Leapers, 10 inches. No shooting. The Space Marines player will roll a d6 to see where the teleport homer will be placed. So 5, which means the teleport homer is going to go right here in the middle. Ooh, who's going to get there first? So now we move on to the movement phase. Space Marines are going to move 5 inches. These are the Terminators. Now the captain will move 5 inches. And the Inferno Squad, 6 inches. To control the objective, you must be within 1 inch. Since they're not within 1 inch yet, they still don't, the Space Marines still don't control it. So now we move on to the Tyranids. Von Ryan's Leapers, 10 inches. Termagants, 6 inches. Psychophage, 8 inches. And since the Tyranids are vicious and like getting up close, they're going to go ahead and also charge. The Terminators, the Leapers, want to charge the Terminators, but still stay close enough to control the objective marker. So they need 2d6 to charge. So now the Von Ryan Leapers are going to use their Leaper's Talons. The Leapers with their Talons get 6 attacks each. So that's 18 total attacks. So 3 up to hit. That's 12 that hit. To wound, these need a 3 up. Eight wounds. Now the Terminator squad will save. Normally it would be a 2 up save, but the Leaper's Talons have an AP of -1, which means they need to roll a 3 up to wound. All saved. I just realized I was actually supposed to do all my charges before starting combats, but that's okay. So now the Termagants will charge the captain. 2d6. Now the Termagants are both controlling the Teleport Homer and in combat. 4 up to hit. 7 hits. They need to roll 5 up to wound. No wounds. Now the Space Marines get to fight back. So we have the 2 Terminators using power weapons with 3 attacks each, weapon skill 3+. 3 up to hit. 5 hits. Need 3 up to wound. 1 wound. They need to roll a 6 to save the wound. Saved. Now the captain will go up against the Termagants. So 2 up to hit. 4 hits. We need a 3 up to wound. All wound, that it would have to be a 7, which we can't do, so it automatically penetrates. 4 unsaved wounds. 4 of these guys go, because they all have 1 wound each. At the end of this turn, the Leapers and the Termagants both control the Teleport Homer. That's 2 points. 2 points is all they need to win, so this game is already won. I'm just kidding, guys. We're going to go ahead and continue on to see how this fighting shapes up. Now we're on to Space Marine movement phase. Any that can move who aren't in already engaged in combat, so that just leaves the Inferno squad to move and charge if they want. Since they're already within engagement range, they're just going to remain stationary for a second and eventually charge. But for now, they stay there. Since everybody else is engaged, that's the end of movement. Now they will roll their 2d6, doesn't matter, they're within 1 inch. And so they will go ahead and pile in to help out the captain. And they will now do all of our close combat attacks, starting with the Inferno squad, since they just charged in. 3 up to hit. 6 hits. They have to roll 5 up to wound. 1 wound. Tyranids saving throw is 4 up. So 4 up will save this wound. It is unsaved. And now, to continue this fight, the captain in Terminator armor will use his relic weapon. 2 up to hit. All hit. Need 3 up to wound. 4 wounds. And remember, the Tyranids have a save of 5 up, while the relic weapon has an AP of -2. So that's 4 wounds that automatically land, and they're down to 1. Piling in. And now the Terminators will attack the Von Ryan's Leapers. Weapon skill 4 up to hit. 4 hits. Now to see if they wound. So 3 up to wound. 2 wounds. Leapers have a save of 4+, and the power fists on the Terminators are an AP -2, means you need 6 to save these wounds. Wow. Okay, all the wounds are saved. Now it's Tyranid's turn to fight back. So the last Terminid are going to go after the Infernus squad. 1 attack, 4 up to hit. And he missed. The Leapers are going to attack back. They have 3 up to hit. So we need 3 up to wound. And the Space Marines will now roll their saving throw. 3 up to save the wounds. There were 6 wounds. Terminators can take 3 wounds each, which means they both died. Pile in. Still in the movement phase, so now the Psychophage will move 8 inches, up to 8 inches, and now the Psychophage will roll to charge. Psychophage uses the Talon's Envy Tentacled Maw for attacks. It's D6 plus 3. 3 up to hit. 3 hits. 3 up to wound. 2 wounds. Captain rolls to 3 up to save. 1 unsaved wound on the Terminator Captain. The Captain's going to fight back with his relic weapon. 5 attacks, weapon skill, 2 up. 2 up to hit. 4 hits. 5 up to wound. 1 wound. So the Psychophage needs 5 to save the wound. Saved. So now the Von Ryan's Leapers will go ahead and do their combat, their close combat with the Infernus squad. 18 attacks. We got a weapon skill of 3+. So we need a 3-up. Four wounds went through. Now, Infernus Squad, 4-up for the save, armor save. Three saved, one unsaved wound. The Infernus Squad has 2 wounds each. 1 damage was done. The Termagant uses claws and teeth. 1 attack, weapon skill 4+, 4-up to hit. Hit. 5-up to wound. 1 wound. Armor save, 3-up. Saved. No wounds. The Infernus Squad, get rid of that Termagant. 3-up to hit. 3 hits. We need 3-up to wound. 3 wounds go through. Termagant save is 5+, so 5-up to save these wounds. All 3 wounds were unsaved, which means that Termagant is slaughtered. Now we're on to round 4. It's the Space Marines' turn, and can't move since they're in combat. Can't shoot since they're in combat. So, on to combat. We'll start with the Infernus Squad against those Von Ryan's Leapers. Let's see. 5-up to wound. For the Von Ryan Leapers is 4-up. 1 wound saved. At damage, 1 each. Captain and Terminator armor. So we need 5-up to wound. Psychophage will begin. D6 + 3, number of attacks. 9 attacks. Weapon skill 3-up. 3+, so 3-up to hit. So 3-up to wound. 4 wounds. So the captain needs 3-up to save. One unsaved wound does 2 damage. Von Ryan's Leapers attack next. So they need a 3-up to wound. The Infernus Squad has to save against 10 wounds. Their save is now a 4-up. Five unsaved wounds. The Infernus Squad is wiped out. Now it's the Tyranids' turn. Skip movement. Skip shooting. Stay right there in combat. Von Ryan Leapers will start. 18 attacks. These need a 3-up to wound. And now the captain has to save versus all of these wounds. We need these to be all 3-up, because he's only got 4 wounds left. Out of all that, 2 unsaved wounds. Damage 1 each. Captain Terminator armor gets to go next. Captain, 5 attacks, weapon skill 2 up. 5 up. Psychophage, save 3+, relic weapon AP -2. Psychophage needs 5 up to save. One unsaved wound, damage 2. Psychophage turn to attack, D6 +3, number of attacks, 5. 8 attacks, weapon skill 3+. 3 up to 6. 2 unsaved wounds at 2 damage each. He's only got 2 wounds left.
Tyranids.